What if all of the problems in your life actually come from the single most important problem that you do not know how to let go of what no longer serves you? Let go of the limiting, false, negative beliefs that are messing up your life. What if actually the universe is your friend, it's totally on your side, and that your life would be amazing, perfect, wonderful, smooth, happy forever if you just knew how to let go of the things that aren't right for you, where you don't belong, the toxic relationships, the toxic belief systems, the toxic societies. What if all the problems in the world today we see are actually stemming from this condition, in which we see people trying so hard to get rid of what isn't right for them? And if you have ethics, you try to not hurt people, but you're still trying to get rid of it. You're trying to convert people, convince people to your way. And if you don't have ethics, if you don't care about people, well, then you just kill people who hold the beliefs that aren't right for you. What if there was a way that you could let go of everything that isn't right for you with love, in a way that invites and allows the universe to supply you with everything you need, everything that's right for you to thrive forever? What if this was the most important skill that was never taught, or maybe taught in veiled ways, but we easily misunderstood, but we're getting it right now? My name is Carl Johann Schroeder, and I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you my version of this vital, vital skill. So it's not like I invented it. It's not like I have the patent on the only way to do this, but it's my way. It's what my spiritual guidance taught me and has changed my life and continues to change my life. I need to keep applying it, and every time I apply it, it really works. And in fact, this technique, which I call the value separation exercise, it actually includes an earlier technique I had discovered, which was changing my life over and over every time I used that, the emotion meditation exercise. So these two exercises really work together, and it's going to amaze you what it can do if you really apply it, because you've probably learned that life actually has some very simple properties and principles, but you need to apply them to your life. It's not enough to know just things in theory. You actually have to make it part of your self-care, your lifestyle, your self-love, the way you take care of yourself and those around you that you love, and learn to let go of what doesn't work for you. Okay, so I call this video the life-changing value separation exercise. Don't get mad, get uneven. Because there's that expression, don't get mad, get even, which is a pretty nasty phrase. What it means is, don't even waste your time on getting angry. Just get revenge. Just get even. If they did something bad to you, do something bad back to them. And we see that in the world. People escalate so quickly, and preemptive punishments, like trying to intimidate people, make sure that you don't cross my line, so I'll do something to you, and threats, and that's just, oh my God, people get so used to like living without love. They forget that the universe is on their side, that it's their friend, that love is the way that that life really supports life. Love, my thumbnail definition, is just the ability and willingness to do something to help somebody that you care about to have a wonderful life. So you got to find out what you're able to do and be willing to do it. And there's a lot of things that people aren't able to do. They could share technologies, supplies, resources, food, money, and so on, but they're not willing. Why aren't they willing? Because they have false negative belief systems. This is what humanity is really challenged with. Yes, there are all kinds of manifestations of the false negative beliefs, the pollution and the wars and the violence and the diseases and the extinctions happening, climate change. We've wrecked our ecosystem. But it all comes back to, like, why would we do something that wasn't right for us in the beginning? Because we're stupid and wrong? No, humanity is beautiful and amazing. Something is going on Earth that isn't necessarily going on everywhere in the universe. And what it is learning how to master false negative belief systems. Believe it or not, your beliefs are what is really generating your experience. It can seem like, well, no, I experience these things and therefore I believe it. Well, but that's the reinforcement part. Actually, if you dig deep enough, with enough mindful self-awareness, noticing, like when something happens, what was I just thinking? What was I just feeling? Because the universe is your friend, and it is supplying you with synchronous information all the time. So mindfulness, just being present with yourself, just noticing what's happening and the ways it interacts, it will reveal the secrets of the universe to you. So yes, on Earth, we have all these problems that come out of false negative belief systems. Just parse it. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about beliefs, expectations, your assumptions, your models of how things work, the way you frame reality, the way you explain things, the way you interpret events. All of this, it's belief systems. And false beliefs, that means that they're not true. They aren't going to work. They're just not true. It would be like if you had a sadistic driving instructor and you're trying to learn how to drive the car, and when you want to turn left, the person says, oh, now turn the steering wheel to the right, and then you crash, and then right away your sadistic driving instructor yells at you so fast, shaming you, scaring you, saying it's your fault, you didn't do it right, so you can't even think straight enough, clear enough to be able to push back and just say, you know what, I think you're a false negative driving instructor, your false negative beliefs. Because beliefs drive our experience of reality. If you don't believe it, you won't try it, you won't perceive it, you won't give it a chance to work. So yeah, on the spiritual path, which is really spirituality, first of all, a lot of people make distinctions from religion. Okay, yes, religion is not spirituality. Spirituality is usually institutionalized. Religion is usually institutionalized spirituality. Somebody had a spiritual experience and then they turn it into a lot of rules and practices, which, in the best case, does indeed help and train other people to those insights that somebody had when they founded a religion. Or usually they don't found a religion. People found a religion around someone. Today, we're becoming so sophisticated that basically everybody is meant to discover their own religion. Be your own guru, be your own teacher, figure out what's right for you. So religion is the practices and rules around what your spirituality is, your actual relationship with the universe. So everybody has a spirituality. It's just a lot of people's spirituality is really screwed up. They don't trust the universe. They're paranoid. They're focusing on how can I threaten people, because I think that loving and caring about people, trying to help them, well, that would make me a sucker. That would make me, just wide open, vulnerable to, I want to be nice to you. Oh, great. So we'll use you. We'll trick you. We'll deceive you. So many people don't trust love. And it's really sad, because love is how life has a great time, helping life to have a great time. Okay? It's the more the merrier. And violence, intimidation, manipulation, domination, competition, all the kind of stuff that society uses and teaches you, this is how you get ahead. That's the self-fulfilling prophecies for doom. It really messes you up. So let's be clear. The real challenge today in the world is being able to identify when a belief is false and negative for you. It's false. It doesn't work for you. Maybe it works for somebody else, which is a reason why we need to not be so absolute and judging. There are two kinds of judgments. There's personal value judgments where you figure out what's right for you, and then you live and let live. Hey, this may or may not be good for you, but it was good for me. That's wonderful. Be highly, highly opinionated on the spiritual path, which is the energetic path, which is figuring out how life really works, which is having a productive, effective, loving relationship with the universe that is alive and knows and loves you. So I'm packing a lot in here. But yes, on the spiritual path, on the energetic path, learning how life really works, you want to be highly opinionated. You want to figure out what works for you. And you want to constantly question authority, not to be like mean, punishing, fresh, rude, whatever, but just keep asking questions so you can keep getting answers. The universe loves your questions, wants to answer for you. And the universe loves for you to have desires, passions, what you want to experience, what you're excited about, what you're interested in. That's pure life energy. And that is what you're meant to feel. So many religious institutions, traditions, they squelch, they crush your freedom to be yourself. They tell you, like, you shouldn't be so excited and desirous to be you, just focus on serving others. And you go straight into all the systems of, who owes who what and who has more power and this and that. It's like, no, that's all false. Oh, it's false and it's negative. So that idea of negative and positive, quick definition here. I'm going to give you a lot of quick definitions. I want this video to be pretty powerful, pretty packed, and get straight to this exercise, which is going to change your life. You may not believe it, but you try it. The more you try it, it's going to change your life. So negative. What are we talking about here? We're talking about life is actually a consciousness experience. Your personal awareness. Every person, every being is actually the universe, the entire universe experiencing itself through that position. So it's very much a fractal. There are microcosms within macrocosms. So we do choose a belief system, a complex layering of beliefs, like starting from physics and so on, time and space, and we build narratives and we build human lives and we build all these stories, and those can all be wonderful. There's nothing wrong with belief systems, but you got to have the positive ones. Because the true nature of the universe is that it does love you. It cares about you. It wants you to be healthy and happy. Just like you want every organ of your body to be healthy and happy, right? You don't like pick some part of your body and say, yeah, that part I don't like, let's get rid of that. No, every part of your body you want to be functioning smoothly and well. So too with the universe. Everything is a system. And in fact, as I said, there's a higher, larger consciousness of you, awareness of you, in which you are the universe. You are your own version of the universe. Every consciousness just kind of makes sense. Every consciousness, from your own perspective, you are making your own copy of everything that you will ever experience. You may be in the same room with other people, but everybody has their own perspective, their own life story, where they're coming from, where they're going to. You're crossing paths with people. And it's wonderful. You can have fantastic relationships with other beings, and you can have all kinds of things in common, but you will always find differences. And those differences can be beautiful. They can be contrasting in a beautiful, harmonious way. We want diversity and harmony. So positive beliefs are the expectations, are the frameworks for your human life that are true. They work, they led through the universe that loves you and cares about you. Positive beliefs are things like there's a solution for everything that you need, that every desire you ever have, to even imagine wanting something means that it's already there. The universe works beyond time and space. Time and space are just how we organize our lives into wonderful little stories. Okay, wonderful narratives that reinforce our uniqueness, our unique path forever. But behind time and space is a simultaneity of all things available. And yes, there is a way to connect all the solutions you need forever. The negative beliefs, they're false, they're negative, they're cruel. They take you away from love. They disconnect you from the truth. There really is only one game in town, which is the living, loving universe, the source of all life, the life systems that work in beautiful harmony. That's all that really works. So negativity is just a simple-minded inversion of that. Like, oh, you desire something? Oh, no, there's no way you can get that. Oh, this person is mean to you. Oh, you can't get rid of them. You have to do something to either, work with them or kill them, but you can't just peacefully have them leave your life. Whereas positively, they will tell you, yeah, actually, you are meant to have a consciousness journey. You are meant to build your individuation, your unique identity perspective on the universe, to glorify the universe, to have a wonderful time forever. The universe just wants to give you everything you ask for, everything you need, and let you sort out what's best for you, and then just hear from you how much you like things. Just be a connoisseur, a gourmet of life itself. That is the true positive path. That is what life is really about. Life is meant to be fun, okay? All the strict, rigid systems and all the domination and all the tough and meanness, forget it. No, it's not true, okay? But what's very interesting is that positive beliefs, which led through the real universe, include your best way of handling the negative, what's not true, what would hurt you. Whereas the negative, it insists that it's the only way. There's no positive. It's the only game in town. I mean, it has to do that. Negativity has to do that because nobody in their right mind would believe something like, you're a loser. You're not meant to exist. Everybody else gets, whatever they need and you're going to die in deprivation. It's like, what? That's ridiculous. So negative beliefs, they have to fundamentally gang up on you very fast, very quickly. They will scare you. They will tell you how bad life is. And you will see all these people around you who believe similar things. So everybody's self-reinforcing this society that's very scary, and a future that looks scary, and a past full of hurt and trauma, to reinforce the idea that you can't possibly just, do something that you've never done before. Oh no, you're traumatized. You can't. No, negative beliefs, they're full of all kinds of false lifestyles that will make you suffer, okay? Your human being, your human body is built for heaven. It comes from the living, loving universe that's a thriving system. So you will feel it in your body. You will feel it physically. You will feel it emotionally. Your thoughts will be obsessive and painful when you're trying to live by false negative beliefs, anxiety, fear, all kinds of stuff. So there are clear symptoms of negativity, and there are clear symptoms of positivity when you're excited, when you're in a flow. And what's more, it's not just subjective; it's objective too. The universe actually starts synchronizing with you because, hey, you're flowing with the way life works. So yeah, synchronicities come to you, opportunities. Before you know it, you're just having the best time, and you're meeting friends and you're doing projects. You don't even remember all the scary, traumatic things that happened in your past. And that's why the false beliefs have to hammer on you no, don't forget. Those awful people are out there. They're going to get you. Don't forget, you had all that trauma. You can't possibly know what's around the next corner. You're too damaged. You can't possibly have this wonderful, trusting guidance from the universe that will always tell you the best way to do things and what to expect and what to watch out for because it's not right for you. No. That's all the false negative beliefs. And the false negative beliefs, they will do the negative version of judging. As I said, the positive version of judging is just evaluating what works for you and let everybody else figure out what works for them. The negative version of judging, of evaluating, is figuring out what's right for you at this moment and then making that an absolute rule. Everybody who does it any other way is wrong. Everybody should do this all the time. It's all part of the negative ego fantasy. The negative ego is a human being that's running on false negative beliefs and just becomes a little monster, a little dictator. It's sad. I mean, they're compelled. They're compulsive. So you see a lot of really terrible behavior in the world that's just a person who's disconnected from the living, loving universe. They don't have enough positive, active beliefs to really get the guidance and the love and the caring and the trust so that they know, I stumbled, I had a bad time here, but I can pick myself up and I can figure out what works for me and I can let other people go. It's no, there have to be absolute rules and you broke a rule, you're going to be punished. And people jump on this. It's a very slippery slope. The false negative belief systems, they line it up very quickly. They first hit you with a lot of scary ideas about how the universe works. Oh my God, when something bad happens, you're stuck with that forever. You can't possibly change that. And if somebody dies, you lost them forever. It doesn't mean that they're somehow in a different energetic form and you can just as easily talk to them as you could before, but they're going to help you expand into the energy world, the spirituality of how the universe really works. No, the false beliefs, they're going to scare you in all kinds of ways. And then once you're bombarded and you're freaked out as a human being, and it's to even consider, is that even true? It starts to act upon you. And then we're going to talk about this. This is the sort of insidious, but it has to work that way thing about beliefs. As soon as you try it, you start experiencing it. And it rapidly, self-fulfilling prophecy seems that's just true. So once you start getting disconnected from the living, loving universe and your own guidance, the bigger you that knows how everything works, because it is the universe, giving you guidance to have a wonderful experience of eternity through your unique position. Once you get some of that disconnection, then the negative beliefs come in and they like, oh, but don't worry, because you would instantly despair, right? It's like, oh, life doesn't work. I give up. And people do eventually get to that point. One of the ways you're living a negative lifestyle is, maybe you live high on the hog for a while, but there's this fear, this anxiety that keeps growing, and the system degrades, and things break down, and people fight, and the ecosystem collapses until there's a sense of the world is ending, and somebody needs to save me. And don't worry. Like the living and loving universe would love to save you. Just learn to let go peacefully what didn't work for you. And that's where the value of separation exercise will come in. So don't buy into the false beliefs that then give you redemption paths. They say, don't worry, the world is terrible. But if you work really hard, if you become the one with the most money, if you save your money, if you build up your friends, if you work from the bottom and you'll be the top dog and all this stuff, then you can make it. It's like, no, forget it. Okay. One energy pattern doesn't turn into another energy pattern. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. If you live in a warring, attacking, attacked kind of way, because energy is very reflexive. If you feel attacked, you also have a part of you that's attacking defensively, reflexively. So one energy does not turn into another. But false beliefs will say that because they're false. So they'll say like, have another war, then you'll get peace. It's like, no, war doesn't lead to peace. Oh, but you had a peace treaty. No, that's just winning a battle but losing the war. Because false beliefs, they will build you up. You'll get really excited because you got a little win. But it's a little win in the context of everything's losing. So people have a war and then they have a peace treaty and like, oh, we're going to have peace now. No, you're not, because you live by war. As soon as another conflict comes up, it's like, oh, I don't know how to solve this. I guess we need another war. So everybody's always fearing war and living by war, and the world rapidly becomes polluted with violence and destruction instead of the love and the construction, the life energy that is meant to be here to help you thrive. But don't worry, because this was all planned. Earth is one of the places that is such a thriving, amazing, generous, beautiful planet that it allows for a lot of ecosystems that are mutually conflicting, like a creature who lives in the deep sea can't live in the air, and a creature who lives in a really hot environment can't live in a really cold environment. But nature shows like everybody can have a place to thrive, right? And then human beings come along and it's like, well, we can go everywhere. And that's fine. You're meant as a human being to have amazing visions and dreams that become increasingly individual, personal, and go beyond your immediate instincts, go beyond evolution, go beyond the million years of evolving those instincts. No, you can work more directly with creation and create miracles very fast. I mean, look at how quickly people have polluted and, destroyed the planet. Well, don't worry, because you can very rapidly, quickly, heal it again. And then nature will actually work with you instead of against you, because for a long time, the system was holding itself together in spite of all the abuse that humanity was doing. And then system theory shows that a system will hold itself together until finally it's going to, it's like, can't do it anymore. My car was like clunking and making a lot of noises, and then one day it really just fell apart. It's like the ecosystem. One day it just really fell apart. Well, yeah, things are really starting to fall apart, and it seems like the end of the world, and the negative beliefs are going to say like, oh, just keep being a survivor. You're going to just forget don't worry about all the terrible things that are happening. It's like, no, you need to worry. You need to worry. So let's get to this issue of how do you change beliefs? Because you get adapted very quickly. Your human being very quickly adapts to these false negative beliefs, like, oh gosh, the world's scary, and I don't know how else to deal with threatening people in my life, so I guess I got to adopt some of these ideas of war and defenses and paranoia, and then I got to get into the constant drama of judging, rules of right and wrong, absolute punishing judgments, not the relative happy personal value judgments, but like, oh, the rules and law and order and crime and punishment, and then the trauma of like who did what wrong and who's against me, and constantly projecting, not owning anything, and then just becoming compulsively controlling and just opportunistic. And I just gave you a brief glimpse of, I go into this in more detail in other talks, but I'm trying to keep this pretty compact here, but I'm giving you an idea of there's a slippery slope where rapidly people become the problems that you see, like these dictators, demagogues, narcissists who they're just compulsive. They're just like, they will undermine their own interests, and their followers will vote against their own interests just to like, gotta win the next little battle, even if I'm losing the war. Gotta insult you and put you down, even if like, well, that creates another enemy. It's like, no, they're missing the whole path of love and positively. So how do we change from negative beliefs to positive beliefs? Well, the tricky thing is that, like I said, to experience a belief, you actually have to take it on. One of the false beliefs is that time and space is somehow this objective reality out here. No, it's not. It's very much linked with your own energy. It's more of a projection, like a movie from your consciousness, a story of your life. And for you to interact with other people, you have to have a matching energy with what they're experiencing, what they're doing. So this is why when you get into a situation where somebody has a really offensive, disturbing belief or lifestyle or behavior or whatever, it feels very personal. It can feel very upsetting and like, oh my God, I've got to do something about this person. That is the feeling of discovering that actually it's in your own energy. To experience anything, you actually have to take on a belief. You have to believe, I'm going to try out this belief. It instantly starts changing your energy. What's really happening is there is no solid objective world out there. It's more like everyone is in their own energy bubble. And we have a capacity to see objectively in a potentially neutral way. We can see other people in the distance. Like my soul likes to say, that your soul is your greater, wiser part from the living, loving universe. My soul likes to say, Carl, you can love anyone from the right distance. The distance is the feeling of being able to get something out of your personal life so you can see it from a distance, and it's like, it doesn't have to personally affect me. So I can live and let live. It's like, oh my God, I'm sorry people live that way. I tried that and that felt really bad, but they'll figure it out, and I just wish them well. So you want to have a safe distance, then you can naturally feel compassion, you can feel understanding, you can wish people well. But that's just the mode of being able to see potential beliefs and lifestyles from a distance. But you want to try things in life. There's a hunger for experience, and that's the major goal of life, to have fun trying things. So you see things and you try things, and the complexity is, well, you're not starting fresh as an adult. It's like, oh, I've got my full thinking capacity. I can evaluate what put together a nice menu of what I'd like in my life. And it's like, no, you're trying to learn how to drive the car while already driving the car. You already have the beliefs, the experiences you had when you were growing up, when you were a child, when you were very vulnerable, and just absorb this stuff and adapt to it very quickly. So yeah, we are all steeped, we're marinated, we're immersed in these belief systems, and it's hard to see them. It's like a fish in a fishbowl doesn't know that they're swimming in water. So each of us is in our own energy bubble. There's no solid reality out there. It's more like everyone is their own energy. And you've heard of law of attraction or resonance. You basically see and connect with the people who connect with you in some way. You have some matching vibration, energy pattern, belief system, those kind of things. Your beliefs are driving your emotions. Your emotions are indicators that, if you have two basic kinds of emotions, the unhappy emotions and the happy emotions. Well, value them both, because the unhappy emotions are pointing to, hey, you've got a belief that doesn't work for you. That's what makes you unhappy. It's not that life has to be unhappy. That's a false belief in itself. And if you have happy emotions, great. You've got some positive beliefs. Now figure out what are the positive beliefs. Either way, you want to become more conscious of what are the beliefs going on for you. So look, you need to picture everybody's in their own energy bubble, and things are very dynamic. Every day is different. Every moment is different. Depending on what you have going on in your bubble, what beliefs you're running, what emotions you're getting, what behaviors are possible from your emotions, you connect with, you see other people, and you synchronize them. It's a synchronized dance. You think you're in the same room with other people, and it's wonderful. You can communicate. You can get to know other people. They really are out there, but you really are in your own energy bubble. So there's a lot of there's a concept of what you put out, you will get back. Different ways of saying it. As you sow, so shall you reap. Judge not, lest you be judged. There's my Christian background coming in there, but many cultures have some sense of like, careful what you put out because it's going to come back at you. Well, that's a very simple fact that you are in your own energy bubble. And you try on beliefs. I'm going to try this belief that says war is the best way to solve conflicts. Okay, so I'm going to try this belief. It's like, oh boy, I'm starting to get paranoid. And, I'm starting to see, and I'm starting to get closer with, I feel like I'm in the same world with these people who they're warriors and they do all kinds of scary, dangerous things. And like, I'm going to start pumping out fear energy. Well, whatever energy you pump out in the direction of people that you see who share your beliefs, that energy is actually ricocheting. It's bouncing around in your own energy bubble. So this is why, if you're a very fearful person, you put out a lot of fear energy, and then you get into a good place, and then all of a sudden a lot of fear hits you. It's like, where did that come from? It's bouncing back at you because you were putting it out before. Or you put out a lot of attack energy, a lot of judging energy. You're so bad. You're so wrong. And then you get into a good place, and it's like, I won the war. I'm peaceful again. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this judgmental attacking, like you'll have these thoughts, these inner critical thoughts, or maybe people you see, something will feel very attacking. It's your own energy. It's synchronized so you can blame it on the other people, and they're blaming it on you. And the victims and the abusers very quickly sort themselves out, who's willing to be nasty and who's willing to have stuff done to them. But it's all synchronized. Every abuser has within them a victimized part of themselves because their own energy is bouncing around, doing it to themselves. And every victim has an abuser part of themselves, the voice in your head that's putting you down and keeping your self-esteem low so that you don't just like pick up and get out of the company of abusive people. Abused people tend to stay in these codependent relationships. Why? Because the energy is bouncing around in your bubble. Positive beliefs would explain this to you. So you'd very quickly understand, I need to find a way to identify what I really don't like, that upset me, it made me afraid, it made me angry and hurt and whatever. But I need to find a way to express those emotions and let them settle down, calm down, so I can very objectively let those people, problem people, recede into the distance while I choose better beliefs for me. And believe me, it's not hard to choose better beliefs because all you have to do is ask. You get yourself into a kind of calm space where you kind of, you vent your emotions, whatever, in a constructive way, art, therapy, whatever. And the emotion meditation, I'll explain, is my favorite technique. But some way of calming down, you'll get in touch with the living, loving universe that is like, hey, you're in a more calm state. Let's tell you more positive beliefs so you can have a better direct relationship with the universe that loves you and loves to bring to you people that you belong with. And when you make a mistake and you try something that's not right for you, you can very easily, quickly let it go and wish everyone well. You don't stay fighting people because fighting is the best way to never get rid of something. It becomes sticky. It's because it's your own fighting energy that's bouncing around in your bubble. And then other people have fighting energy and they connect with you, and then you blame each other, and it's all resonance, and you build up this illusion of time and space where it seems like we're in the same room doing things to each other. But no, it's you doing things to yourself because of the beliefs, not because you're a masochist, but you tried things and you need to learn to let go of what hurts, what makes you afraid, what makes you angry, what doesn't work for you. So that's a lot of clarity, right? I hope it's clear. So your path in life is meant to be, I'll tell you my quick 4-stage process for spirituality. And remember, spirituality is just how the universe really works. The reason why spirituality isn't just like energetics, it's because, yes, it's about energetics, about the patterns of consciousness that make things work, but it rapidly becomes this spirituality with tremendous ideals and love and inspiration and beautiful, amazing, like high-minded altruism and creativity and glory and beauty. The reason why it becomes so like high-minded like that, it's because it works. It's like, oh my God, these are the positive beliefs that really work. I can work with the universe. I can make love. I can make life the most loving, wonderful experience ever. And sure, you make love when appropriate. But it's like, yeah, life is meant to be wonderful and fun. So yeah, spirituality is all about the desires that get satisfied in a healthy way, that build a beautiful life, a beautiful community. You become identified with the communities of which you are a part, and so then there aren't these distinctions of like, oh my God, do I have to serve myself and like, sacrifice others, or should I sacrifice myself and serve others? And no, if you're where you belong, it's like, everybody works for everybody else. It's one great loving system. It's like one moment you may be focused on what's good for you, but then very quickly, people show up who need that solution too, and I'm happy to share it. That's what I'm doing. I'm happy to share what worked for me. So the value separation exercise. Oh yes, the 4 steps of spirituality. Very practical. I asked my soul years ago, because I'm a spiritually guided person, I love to share how the universe works. Everybody has great gifts, great talents. My gift, my talent is to work with the universe and share how wonderful life can be. So I asked my soul years ago, what is spirituality? I see all these complex definitions and practices, and my soul, just sort of this voice just said, spirituality is knowing what you like. That's it. It's like, knowing what I like. Yeah. Trying things, being a gourmet, a connoisseur from your perspective of what's wonderful about life. Yeah. But that turns out that's step 1. There are 4 steps. 4 steps to reclaiming your soul, to really getting reconnected with your soul after having gone on a long journey of trying beliefs that didn't work well for you, cut you off from your soul. But don't worry, you're going to come home again. So step 1 is knowing what you like. Admitting to yourself, I like this even if nobody else does. I like this even if people put me down for it. I like this. I'm going to find ways to enjoy it, to grow my life around this. So that's step 2. Learn ways to enjoy, participate, experience more of, build a life with what you enjoy. Step 3, how to handle what you don't enjoy, how to handle what you don't like. Boy, this is so important. But first had to come the sense of there are things I like and there are things I can do to get more of what I like and be involved with what I like. Oh, that makes life wonderful. Then you get to this step of like, there are things I really don't like that are really bad for me. And to even try them started messing up my energy and I got reactive. And it's like, I got to figure out how to let them go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to teach you, the value separation exercise, how to let go with love and peace. And the fourth step, when you get good at those earlier steps, now you're in with your soul. You know that your soul, you have a place in the universe that's for you forever. You have your own way of doing everything. You become confident and trusting and grateful, naturally grateful, and safe and calm and happy and creative and generous and loving, because you know there will always be a solution for you. There will always be a way things work for you. You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to stick around in toxic relationships, like trying to make things work with false negative beliefs that were really bad for you. Just, this doesn't work for me. I can let it go. I don't have to get revenge, trying to kill and destroy anything. Nobody can ever come across this belief again because it was bad for me. It's like, no, just let it go, because you have a soul. You can stay close with your soul as you explore worlds and create lives and lifetimes. So, the value separation exercise, the way to let go of what doesn't work for you peacefully, and then everything that works for you will come to you naturally, because it always loves you. The universe always loves you. Your soul always loves you. It's always there with solutions. It's just false negative beliefs are blocking your ability to believe in and work with, perceive, and even to conceive, to have any trust and faith in anything that would work. You can't if you have false beliefs. So those 7 steps. And 7's a very magic number. I talk about this in other times, but it's a complete process. It's a complete cycle of going into an experience and coming back out of it again. And there's a turning point going into an incarnation, into a situation, into an experience, a process. There's a turning point where you figure out what's right for you. What did I come here for? What's my takeaway? Everybody else, you can do what's right for you. This is what I came for. This is what I had to understand. And then you go home again to your soul. It's like, hey, my soul, I went out in the world and I found these things. And it's like your soul is like, come on home, tell us all about it. And then you arrange for another journey. It's like life is meant to be an endless vacation, an endless exploration of how wonderful life is when you learn to let go of what's not right for you. So, 7 steps. Step 1, you are living your life and something comes along that isn't right for you. You feel it. There's a conflict. It's like something's not right here. So you're living your life, something's not right. Step 2, get in touch with your emotions, your body-oriented emotions. Let your human self, which is built for heaven, guide you to find out more about what isn't right for you. So you need to do an emotion meditation or something similar, something to positively, safely, constructively, usually privately express your feelings, your energy, so you become more aware. It's all about becoming more aware. Pure consciousness. If you knew how to solve things, you would solve things. If you have problems, you just don't know the solution yet. So an emotion meditation. I like to okay, what you're doing is you're working with your human self, which lives inside of belief systems. So picture like a layer of belief systems, and you have a spiritual self that's above belief systems and can see in that objective way, like, oh, different lifestyles, different options, different ways to think the universe runs. Oh, I think I'll try that one. I'll try that one. And then you come through the belief system layer. Next thing you know, you're a human being. It's like, these beliefs are real, right? It's like, this is all there is, right? It's like, and positive beliefs will keep you in touch with your spiritual self. So even when you get kind of lost in the sauce, so deep in the woods, you can't see the forest for the trees, your positive beliefs are like, don't worry, your soul loves you, you're being guided, there's help up ahead, go this way, don't go that way. But the negative beliefs, they're going to capitalize on your human being coming through the beliefs and now being in this bubble of beliefs and thinking that's all there is. They're going to say, anything bad, it only gets worse. Oh, you made a mistake. You're a loser. You had one chance and you blew it. Work really hard and maybe you'll get another chance someday. It's like, none of that's true. None of that's true. Emotion meditation. Set a timer for 20 minutes is an ideal amount of time. And get alone, get a private space, because you don't want to go into any kind of like show for other people. You don't want to put any performance on. It's just you and you, total authenticity. If you have someone really, really safe, a therapist, a guide, try it, sure. But the basic idea is 20 minutes to feel those feelings, and let the memories come up, the thought-oriented memories, let the imagination, fantasies of where this might go, the emotions, let it come up, like intense, like see yourself as an actor on a stage, and just, I'm going to really play this part. Feel it in my body. I may cry, I may shake, I may be terrified, I may, like so angry I could spit and scream, and maybe scream a little bit, but, don't do, like make your voice hoarse or alarm the neighbors, but, you see what I'm talking about. A safe, time-bounded, space-bounded place to express your emotions. At the end of 20 minutes, let it go. I did my role. I'm satisfied. That's what you're going for. Deep sense of satisfaction. Because as a spirit, I wanted to try some beliefs. I was able to go into an experience safely and spend it. Just spend that energy and just sort of congratulate yourself. Like, good job. Oh my God, you gave a great performance. You're okay. Everything's okay. Yep. Great job. And then what will happen, what you want to do is assert from your spiritual self, your creator abilities. Good job, human being. Let me choose something wonderful for us to enjoy. Let's get back to the point that life is meant to be fun and wonderful. So take a nice little walk, something well within your means. You're not going to kick up any fears of like, oh my God, can I afford like to go out to that expensive restaurant? Like, something well within your means. Take a little walk, sing a song, give yourself a hug a tree, a pet, have a nice little healthy snack, just whatever, something to assert to get back to the point of like, yeah, my job was to have an experience, evaluate it, and come back to like, I want to have a wonderful life. And then what will happen is you've satisfied the spirit-human partnership, and now you just sort of open up to the larger universe, your higher self, your soul, your future self, so many parts of you. You'll start getting ideas. You'll start realizing like, oh, there's been a shift. I don't have to stay in that toxic situation anymore. It's like, oh, I didn't realize like, oh, I could solve this easily. I'll tell you honestly, just today, this week, I was discovering that something that has really like upset me and shamed me and angered me and plagued me for like much of my life, I figured out recently there's a really easy solution. And I need to not go into the shame of letting negatively say, oh, I see you're such a loser. You should have realized that. No, this is the very vulnerable human experience. When you're deep in beliefs, you can't see an easy solution until you've worked through, satisfied some of your experience. I had to go through a long path of like, oh my God, all of the shame and the fears and the panics and the anxieties, and then just discover like, oh, I could have just talked to this kind of person and solved it easily. But I wasn't there. I had a long path. You want to embrace your life. Don't regret it, because there are life lessons to be had. I mean, so much mileage I got from the aches and pains emotionally, physically that I went through. When you find the solution really sticks, because now I know what it's like to not have the solution. That's the goal in life. You've heard of, or perhaps you need to hear of, the wounded healer archetype, or I like to call it the self-healing healer. Basically, it's referring to the fact that you notice people in life who become really good at something and then they can offer that service to others. It's because they had to go through it for themselves. Like somebody who, often people who get into medicine or some career, it's because they have that disease, or they know they love somebody with that disease. They had to, you learn ways to solve a problem that you really needed to solve for yourself. And then it feels really good to be able to offer that solution to others. So the emotion meditation, bit of a long explanation for step 2. Don't worry, not all the steps are as detailed. But step 1 was, you're living your life and you notice something's not right. There's a conflict, there's a contrast. You got to get to the bottom of this. And maybe nobody else cares, but I care, because this is my life, this is my sensitivity, this is my path in the universe. So step 2, emotion meditation. I'm expressing emotionally, getting in my body, getting a satisfaction of emotional experience, then reasserting I care about myself, I'm going to do something kind for myself, and then letting solutions show up. Like new positive beliefs are coming through from my soul. Step 3, now think about the problem people, the problem situation. What were they valuing that you don't value? Somebody who was really mean to me. Well, they value being mean. They value being intimidating. They value being threatening. That's just, and you don't have to be perfectly right. You're figuring out from your position, but it looks to me like they did what they did, or the people do what they do over here because they value this. Make it very clear and simple, and you're not punishing anyone. You're not judging. Just, it's very clear. That's what they value. They value lying to manipulate people. They value cheating. They value, okay. Step 4. Critical turning point in the 7 steps of a process that's coming into a cycle. Step 4, what do you value? What do you really value? I value kindness. I want to get to a place where people are really nice to each other, How and why? Because they trust the universe is good, and kindness will bring out the solutions, the ways that people really can work together. I value being honest, not cheating. I value nurturing, not intimidating and crushing. I value. What are your values? You're really ideal, high-minded values, the way you want to live. Step 5, coming back from the turning point. Now you're gonna close things up, seal things up, heal the experience you had. Think about compassionate reasons why that person did what they did, or those people did what they do. Compassionate reasons, again, you don't have to have all the answers, but you're imagining from your position. So compassionate reason, what's that? It's like, well, that's the best they knew how to do. They had childhood abuse. That's the way they were treated. They don't know that life could be any better. They're doing their best. I mean, honestly, you want to get to a sense of deep down they're good, and they just don't know any better, and they're causing all this harm and damage, and I wish them well. You want to get to a place of compassion. I can wish them well. Step 6, this is interesting. What are compassionate reasons why you got yourself into that situation and why you put up with it as long as you did? Well, I had my own childhood trauma, or I didn't know any better. I didn't know that I could just let toxic relationships go. I thought I had to heal them. I thought that's what I was here for, to love people, to help them, to save them. I didn't know that I was projecting emotionally, that I was overly identifying with people. You need to learn about projection in life. You need to realize, like, what you assume another person is thinking is what you're thinking they're thinking. That may not be what they're thinking. You think, oh, everybody wants to be friends, right? No, some people really want to, like, have enemies and just kill them because they're getting off on this whole negative belief system of domination. I'll be the last standing. That's what I'm living for. No, don't assume other people think and feel the way you do. So maybe I was lost in projections. Maybe I was compassionate reasons for why you went through that experience, perhaps longer than you would have liked. Step 7, you've gone through a whole process. Step 7, live your life now feeling free, able to focus more on your values that you identified, having compassion and letting go of people who don't have your values, and just being receptive to the universe supplying you with new opportunities, new beliefs that will work better for you. 7 steps. When you do these 7 steps, you'll be amazed. You one day, you're like, oh, I was obsessing about these awful people in my life or awful people in the world and the news and scared. Then the next day I did the value separation and, like, I don't know, I can just feel like everybody's in their own energy bubble and everybody's their own universe, and the way they run their universe and their lifestyle and their belief system, that's not mine. I feel really good about my beliefs. I feel stronger. I feel protected and safe with the universe. I think I'm just going to go practice more of what's right for me. And that is the way to change. You cannot change by trying to get rid of things. Oh, you can identify things you want to live without. But the way you get rid of things is replace them with something even better for you. And this is why the value separation exercise, it can seem pretty straightforward. I mean, practice it. I know there's 7 steps, maybe a little complicated, but you'll get in the groove. And the basic idea there is noticing the difference between your values, your ideal values, and somebody else's values, and noticing, like, compassionate reasons. What's a backstory why people got into that place, and letting go. You'll get good at it. You'll realize, like, why didn't people do this earlier? Because the negative belief systems had separated them from their soul. They had to go through those steps, those 4 steps of spirituality, of, like, finding things they like, believing in themselves. I'm meant to experience more of what I like by participating in some way. And then when I run into things that I don't like, that are in conflict, I can let them go peacefully with more clarification of what I do like. You see, there's a gratitude, there's an appreciation you can have even for the worst things in your life, because at least they helped you to identify, they motivated you to figure out more of what you really do value in contrast. See, even the worst things in life, even the most negative belief systems, there is a positive use of them, which is what? Which is you learn, it's the start of love to know that you could hurt someone, you could do something negative, and you choose not to. You need to have that contrast. That's why negativity even exists, because it's the wrong direction. To have a sense of I'm going in the right direction, you kind of wonder, a part of you kind of holds a background of like, what if I went in the other direction? Well, it would quickly feel bad and I would meet people I can't get along with. And I think I'll turn around and go in the right direction again. But like I said, Earth has really gone far in the negativity, because if you learn how to let go with compassion and some appreciation of even the worst things, it's like, well, that's just not my value. And I'm more clear than ever. I've got to choose my values. I've got to believe in my principles. I've got to be a principle-based, idealistic person with character and integrity. I've got to, because otherwise I'll become like those people. I've got to, I'm not judging them, but I really don't want to be like that. It didn't feel good for me. That's the direction, but it's all guided by your soul. So you have a compassion of like, wow, these people, they're fighting each other. They don't know how to let go of beliefs that aren't right for them. And they're feeling it. It's very visceral. It's like, it's intense. It's like when you meet somebody who has really different beliefs, you can become afraid and like you react to it. And then the reactions bounce around in your energy bubble. So people are reacting to their own energy. And the triumph of negativity is that it convinces people to use negativity to fight negativity. Oh, your negativity is okay. It's justified for you to kill other people. Those are the really bad people. You won't become a bad person. You're a hero because you killed the bad people. No, you're still using killing. It's like people don't know how to let go of beliefs, but they know how to kill people who have the beliefs that they're trying to let go of. You just get stuck. You get stuck. Now, you've got to be guided by your soul, because your soul, the most amazing, wonderful miracle of the universe, is that you always have more of the real you to explore and discover. The real you is the you in all the best high points of your life, the best peak moments, the most positive experiences. That's the real you. When you feel like, oh my God, I got it. Life is going to be this way from now on. And then something changes and you're like, oh, my negative beliefs tell me to look for who's to blame, who stole my cheese, who messed up my, like collapsed my souffle or whatever. It's like getting into cooking metaphors, I think, because I'm hungry. I'm going to eat next. But yeah, it's like you want to learn to let go peacefully. And the only way to do that is to let your soul bring more of what's right for you. And there will never be an end to what's good for you. You will discover that in the end, all you need is your soul. Everybody else is icing on the cake, is extras. It's like, oh, it's wonderful. Thank you so much for being in my life. All the people, all the relationships. But bottom line is, every person needs their own soul. And then staying connected with your soul will guide you to this person, that situation, whatever. And long-term relationships too. People don't have to be a short-term stepping stone. You're not trying to use people. It's like you will get into long-term wonderful partnerships and relationships where, like, yeah, we are each guided by our own soul, but our paths are so compatible. It's wonderful. We can do all these things together. But in the end, I always have my way and you always have your way. Very compatible. Harmony of diversity. See, we're trying to get away from the vision I want to leave you with is that you don't have to have a world where conflict is so deadly. You don't have to have a world of good and evil. You can have a world of contrast where contrast is, yeah, there's a negativity, but the negativity is just like, well, I could be a dentist or I could be a park ranger. Which one is right for me? If I choose the wrong one, it feels wrong. That's the negative direction. But I'm not going to go so far in the negative direction that I become, psychotic or whatever, or hate people or blame, who made me do this? It's like, no, you can have a world of diversity and harmony, diversity and harmony. So it's not a world of good and evil. It's not a world of people fighting each other. It's a world of good and better. Your way is good for you. My way is even better for me. What I did yesterday was good for me. What I'm doing today is even better for me. Hallelujah. This is amazing. The universe always has more better for me. There's no end. And false beliefs will eventually drop away. They become sort of dormant. You just realize like, oh, I just don't even need to play with that stuff anymore. I don't have to doubt myself. I don't have to wonder like, are the good times going to run out? No, it never runs out. The universe always has more for you. So just learn the value separation exercise or some variation of it. And within it, the respecting of your emotions to figure out the truths of what's right for you. And you will be able to live happy ever after as you were meant to.